Welcome back to this morning edition. We turn now to Northern Europe, where a massive Atlantic storm has blanketed the region, leaving at least 3 dead. On the east coast of Britain, thousands of people have been evacuated from their homes. Joining me now is i24 News correspondent in London, Jonathan Sacerdoti. Jonathan, thanks very much for being with me.
Good morning.
So this storm seems to have caused everything from flooding to power outages to, of course, massive travel disruptions. What's the latest from there?
Well, overnight, the storm's been hitting the country hard as it had during the day, and there was a tidal surge across the east coast of the United Kingdom, which has seen people even evacuated from their homes en masse, seen power going down, and seen the army put on standby in case they're required to help people who are suffering from this terrible weather, the worst that's been seen in 60 years, they say.
Right. I understand that in some areas, sea levels could be higher than in the devastating floods of 1953 that I think killed some 1,800 people. How prepared is the UK for this kind of storm surge?
Well, there's only a certain amount of preparation any nation can do for extreme weather, but it seems that so far the death toll has been kept down to 2, and 1 in Northern Europe at the moment. One of those deaths was from a lorry driver whose lorry actually blew over onto 2 cars in Scotland. So we are hearing stories like that coming out, but so far the death count has actually been kept down. And in terms of the preparation, authorities have said, for example, that the Thames Barrier, which was built to protect the Thames estuary from rising flood levels of tides, is going to be closed today, and that will hopefully protect London. And similarly, other flood protections have been put in place across the nation, some places more effectively than others, it must be said.
For people who are evacuated, where can they go? What should they know there in the UK?
Well, people are being asked, some people are simply being advised to go upstairs in their homes, like residents in Hull were told to try and keep upstairs or to evacuate. The authorities in each area are trying to put in place what they can for people who need to be evacuated. Obviously, as in any nation, it's a matter of last-minute preparation in order to get people out of harm's way. And so far, that has been mostly effective, as I said, in terms of the actual casualty and death count. Jonathan,
the storm has been moving across also Scotland, all of Northern Europe. What should we expect in the coming days? Who should be preparing for the storm, and how long do you know, how long is it expected to last?
So they said that it would be a short, sharp shock for us, and sure enough, they say now that it is on the way out, but that means that it is also heading towards Northern Europe. Also, North Sea oil and gas producers have cut production and evacuated staff from some platforms. Train services in Scotland have been cancelled all of yesterday. Train services across the nation have been cancelled. So we're still not through the worst of it yet here. And then it can be expected to move on to Hamburg, Germany's northern port, which is preparing for a direct hit. And some weather forecasters have said that it could be as powerful as a storm and flood in that city in 1962 that killed 315 people.
Jonathan, thanks very much. Looks like winter has arrived with a massive presence there in the UK. We'll, of course, be monitoring that from our news desk. Thanks very much.